this happened back in 2016, oh my god, the internet would be on fire. Keemstar would be dropping 5 drama alert episodes a day. Leafy is Here would already have a 20-minute rant with gameplay footage running in the background. Pyro Cynical would roll in with the sarcastic commentary. And every corner of YouTube would be flooded with exposed thumbnails in red and black. But here we are in 2025, and Ethan Klein, yes, that Ethan from H3H3, just had his old troll Reddit account exposed. And suddenly the internet isn't sure if it should laugh, cry, or roll its eyes at yet another blast from the edgy past. We're talking years-old comments where he was being edgy funny guy, but the topics? Rough. He dropped slurs, he joked about liking kids, and other stuff that doesn't age well in 2025. The kind of comments where, if you read them out loud today, people would instantly assume you were serious. And here's the kicker. Ethan admitted it. On Instagram, he wrote, "Yes, that was me. I was trolling. It was dumb. It was edgy for the sake of edgy, and I regret it." Now, before people start clutching pearls, let's be real. These weren't hate manifestos or deep confessions. It was classic early 2010s trolling. Think iDubbbz during his content cop era, the type of shock jokes that were never meant to be literal. That same iDubbbz, by the way, is also being pulled into this story because he made a post shading Ethan and his Reddit troll comment. But this is where things get messy, because iDubbbz's transformation has been one of the internet's favorite debates. Remember Repsion's recent video? He laid it out. How iDubbbz supposedly lost his edge after dating Anissa, how the relationship dynamics might be off, and how his content turned from shock humor to moral sermons. Add in the whole OnlyFans controversy, and suddenly iDubbbz is painted as this tragic figure who went from savior of edgy YouTube to the guy people barely recognize. Some are saying iDubbbz is being a hypocrite because he did even worse things than just commenting on Reddit posts. And even more recently, too. He went to Tana Mongeau's meet and greet in 2017, and while taking a picture, hugged her and said, "Say N-word" with a hard R. He did it because she was advocating against using that word, but she herself used it actively in her past. iDubbbz wanted to point out her hypocrisy, but to also argue for the use of the word to be normalized. But now, in 2025, it seems the tables have turned, and where Tana once was is now iDubbbz. Being the same hypocrite she once was, but maybe even worse. Tana was at least vocal about her change in her views and was making people accountable in the present for their present actions. But iDubbbz wants to make Ethan Klein accountable for something he did in his past. Something iDubbbz also did at the time because there were different social norms at the time. And now Ethan is walking that same path. Once celebrated for clowning on bad YouTubers, he's now caught in the same cycle. Old comments resurfacing, people screenshotting, the endless echo of receipts being posted to snark subreddits. But here's the part that really hits. Back in 2016, these subs didn't have the same power. Drama was chaotic, loud, and, honestly, kind of fun. Today, it's colder. Snark communities are different. They're more clinical, more obsessive. And sometimes they go too far. Not long ago, there was even a snark subreddit dedicated to the Save a Fox Foundation. And the girl behind it? She's no longer with us after relentless bullying. That's the part nobody wants to admit. That sometimes these commentary spaces cross the line from accountability to cruelty. Think about it. Who among us doesn't have a relative, a coworker, a friend who says something problematic, outdated, or just plain dumb? Are all of them beyond redemption? Of course not. Yet when it comes to internet figures, suddenly perfection is the baseline. Anything less? Canceled. And sure, Shane Dawson had his moment too. Remember the cat story? The internet still debates whether he was joking. He tearfully apologized, swore up and down it wasn't real, but that seed of doubt still lingers. That's the reality of being an online figure. Once you cross a certain line, even if it's just trolling, people will never completely forget. So, what do we take away from all this? Ethan's exposed Reddit trolling, iDubbbz's transformation, the cycle of drama, apology, backlash, repeat. Maybe the lesson isn't about who's good or bad, but about recognizing that these are flawed people, playing exaggerated characters on the world's biggest stage. We can dislike them, we can laugh at their mistakes, but glorifying or demonizing them like gods? That's dangerous. Because at the end of the day, the internet loves to forget that behind every username is still a human. Humans who make mistakes. Humans who sometimes grow, sometimes regress, sometimes just get caught trolling on Reddit. And if this story tells us anything, it's that the internet never really forgets. It only waits for the right moment to bring the past back to life.